Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Seattle Baseline Podcast. My name is Julian Smith, and I'm joined by my partner, Isaac Bruce. How you doing, Isaac?
I'm doing great. I can't complain. Well, I actually can't complain. My bracket's maybe not going as well as I would have liked. Um, Houston did win, who's my champion. They beat my Zags, so I'm kind of up in the air on that. I'm sad but also happy. But yeah, it's going well. How about you, Julian? How's your bracket looking?
Oh man. So my champion, UCSD, lost in the first round against Michigan in a very close game. They were coming back. So at one point they were winning by one, and I was jumping up and down. I was calling my buddy, and we were like, "Oh man, this is it. UCSD's going to win it." But then Michigan, they know how to do it, and they ended up getting the win. In the Gonzaga game, I had Gonzaga going to the championship with UCSD, and so now my bracket's kind of cooked. So we're sitting here. Oh man, hopefully my side games end up winning. But yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. That bracket sounds pretty cooked. I'm not gonna lie.
But today we have some pretty crazy news. Mitch Haniger has been released by the Seattle Mariners organization. Mitch Haniger's my guy. Like, thank you, Mitch Haniger, for all the stuff you've done. You were like the leader of this team going into ending the drought. What's your favorite Mitch Haniger moment, Ice?
My favorite Mitch Haniger moment. Game 161 in 2021. He hit a single on a 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded to put the Mariners ahead, give them a chance going into the last day of the season to maybe make the playoffs. Unfortunately, Mariners couldn't put it together, and the things didn't fall our way, but it was still an awesome moment. I was there. It was absolutely electric, and Mitch Haniger, just an amazing guy, great guy in the clubhouse. He will be missed in the Mariners organization, but absolutely, without Mitch Haniger, without George Kirby to start the season, what are your AL West predictions?
Okay, so George Kirby, I think, will be back within a couple of games. I
Yep.
think the only reason he's not starting at the start of the season is because they're going to keep track of how he's improving. Okay, he's at 100%. We're going to put him in because this pitching staff is really good at managing injuries. We saw that in Brian Wu last season. Brian Wu was able to come back from an injury. I think he had like 4 innings when he first came back, and then
Yep.
he
Yep.
had seven scoreless a few times. And so I think the Mariners organization is very good at that. And my AL West predictions, I think that the Mariners are going to get at least pretty close. If not, they're going to win the AL West.
Okay.
The best teams right now are the Houston Astros, Texas Rangers, the Mariners, obviously, and the Athletics. I don't think the Angels are going to be in there. I don't think that they have the players necessary to go and win it. But I do think that the Mariners with the pitching staff, it's it's a it's a hard one, right? Because they have a great pitching staff to a bad offense, but at the same time, I think the pitching staff gives them the opportunity to win every single time. With Matt Brash coming back, with Gregory Santos coming back, Munoz being the guy, right, in your ninth inning, I think that we have a really strong case to make to win the AOS. What do you think?
I agree that I think we'll be in contention to win the division. I ultimately believe that our offense will fall short of an AL West crown. I hope that we are going to be able to find a way into a playoff spot. I believe we're uniquely positioned with our pitching rotation to, if we can make the playoffs, to make a deep run because of our pitching depth at starting pitcher. Um, we're uniquely positioned in that way. We have the best rotation in baseball, and we absolutely have the best playoff pitching in baseball. So if we can sneak in, we have a good chance to make a run, have a little chaos ball happen. But I I think we're going to end up coming in second to either the Astros or the Rangers. Maybe the A's make a little bit of a run. I believe they have that chaos ball potential. If Jacob DeGrom can stay healthy for the Rangers, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Astros, kind of a question mark when it comes to pitching this season. they kind of have a lot of holes to fill, and they didn't really fill any of them. So Framber Valdez is probably their ace this season. He's used to be in more of a 2 or 3 role. He's certainly a talented pitcher, but we'll see if he can be as consistent as he needs to be in that ace role for the Astros.
I totally agree with you. I think the Mariners are a team that could be great or could be bad.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
The ceiling of this team is the pitching staff. The floor of this team is the batting. And
absolutely,
we're gonna talk about Julio Rodriguez, the most pivotal part. I think
exactly.
Julio is the guy that could change everything for the Mariners. If this guy gets it going from start to finish, there's nobody else in the AL West that can be as good as Julio. This guy's ceiling is as high as can be. I think that at some point we're going to see him better than Aaron Judge as a center fielder.
Absolutely. Better than Aaron Judge this season? No, I don't think so. I also think Judge's power kind of puts him at another level. I don't think of Judge as a center fielder because of kind of his more questionable defense, as was highlighted in the World Series last year. I don't think Judge has the defensive ceiling that Julio Rodriguez has. It depends how much you value that defense that Julio does bring. Julio's defense, while good and flashy, actually, if you look at the numbers, isn't quite elite. So if Julio can continue to improve his defense, along with maybe decreasing his strikeouts, he can really be a spark plug for this offense, because when he does well, the Mariners do well. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Julio Rodriguez has so far in both 2023 and 2024 started the season really rocky. And it comes in the form of, the ground balls. And I'm not saying ground balls are bad. Some players hit ground balls routinely, and that's what makes them good. Like, for example, Ichiro Suzuki was good because he hit the ground ball, got it through, and he was able to make it to first base. Best guy to get to first base, right? But with Julio, I think that if he can start hitting the ball a little bit more in the air and over the infield, that's going to be a game changer. If we can get Julio onto first base or second base because of doubles, he can steal. He can be that guy that drives chaos ball. And so I think Julio Rodriguez is the guy that matters the most in our Mariners organization. So one thing that really concerned me, and this one isn't a Julio thing, this one is going to be a Victor Robles thing, is his hand injury. I wasn't there. We know a guy that was there, Mr. Isaac Bruce.
Yes.
Can you talk to us about it?
Yeah, no, I sure was there. I was sitting next to the Mariners dugout yesterday at their spring training game, and Victor Robles took a fastball right off the hand, and he was fairly put together while on the field. He essentially said that it hurt, and then he got in the dugout and lost his mind. He did attack the bat rack, can confirm.
Really?
But he was certainly not pleased with the pitcher. I'll just say that. He has some choice words for the pitcher, but Victor Robles, X-rays came back negative, so thankfully he is at least not going to be out long term. Hopefully he's available for opening day. He's going to be swinging in the cages today, but he's not in the lineup. Probably just a precaution, but either way, that's a good decision, and we're very blessed that he's not out long term. I wanted to touch on Julio for just a second. One of the things that has driven Julio's poor performance the first couple months of the year, especially last season, is poor pitch selection, which has led to those weak ground balls. Again, ground balls are not bad. Weak ground balls are bad. So are weak fly balls, right? Generally hitting the ball weak, not good, right?
Yeah.
And that comes from swinging at pitches outside of the zone and not hitting them well. If you're going to swing at a slider outside, you better hit it hard. He doesn't, right? If he can continue to be a great, bad breaking ball hitter, meaning those breaking balls that are elevated in the strike zone, and he can continue to drive those out of the ballpark, he's going to be very successful. But his fastball pitch selection needs to be better. He was swinging at pitches in on his hands, and he was late. Again, if you're going to let it go on those inside pitches, you cannot be late. So, again, I think Julio has a very high ceiling, but he absolutely cannot be swinging at balls at the rate that he was last year.
And I mean, that's something that he was really good at in 2022. So we know
Yes.
that he can do that.
Yes.
It's just a matter of, does he do that?
Correct.
And we saw that in, late August. We saw how good the batting staff really was when Julio gets it going. And
Absolutely.
so I think when he can figure out the pitch selection, he's hitting home runs. But when he's hacking at everything, and he's been doing this thing where he fouls it off, takes a strike, and then swings and misses for a strikeout. And it's like, it's routine. He does it half the time. And I just need him to, okay, slow it down. You don't need to swing, right?
Yeah.
It's see the pitch. And then if you can hit it out of the ballpark.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think he's going to do a lot better driving the ball this season. Yesterday, just watching his swings, he was driving the ball a lot better. He had that grand slam yesterday that was really driven out of the ballpark. It wasn't so much elevated. It was really driven out of the yard, and that's a good sign, right? Because when you hit those line drives and you miss a little bit up, it's a home run. You miss down a little bit, it's a double in the gap. We love to see Julio driving the ball, and we hope to see that continue. Yeah. Any closing thoughts on Julio or the Mariners spring training as we head towards opening day?
Yeah. The pitching staff is indeed the ceiling of this team. This pitching staff has the ability to literally carry the Mariners on their back. I think that if this pitching staff is good, then that puts the Mariners in a great spot. And with Edgar Martinez in the seat with all the batters, helping them be better batters.
Yep.
Leo Rodriguez is going to be good. We're going to have a lot better batting. Hopefully JP comes back and hits well. But that will be the end of our show. Thank you everyone for watching. My name is Julian Smith.
And I'm Isaac Bruce. Everybody have a great week.